Myself SUBHADEEP. I am from ECE second year. Our topic is automobile pollution. This PPT was presented by CHAYAN, Sheikh ASFAKUR Rahman, and by myself. This is our index page. Here you can see about introduction, types of automobile pollution, results of automobile pollution, effects of automobile pollution, solution of automobile pollution, conclusion, acknowledgement, reference. Pollution is nothing but the resources we are not harvesting. We allow them to disperse because we have been ignorant of their value. From this slide, I would like to call my fellow friend Sheikh ASFAKUR Rahman to continue this presentation.
Good afternoon, sir, and good afternoon, everyone. From this slide, I am presenting our presentation. Here you can see about introduction. Automobiles are necessary evils while they have made living easy and convenient. They also have made human life more complicated and unavailable to both toxic emissions and increased risks of accidents. Automobiles include car, trucks, motorcycles, boats, and any vehicles that burn gas. They leave oil, antifreeze, grease, and metals on streets and driveways. They also emit nitrogen and other contaminants which settle in water. Automobiles are responsible for noise pollution as well. There are three main polluted automotive vehicles used in our country. First is petrol engine vehicles, second is diesel engine vehicles, and third is gasoline engine vehicles. This slide, petrol engine, diesel engine, and gasoline engine is here. Automobile pollutions are three types: air pollutions, and water pollutions, and noise pollutions. First one is air pollution. 30% of the air pollution caused by automotive vehicles. There are some gases which causes air pollution. First is carbon monoxide (CO). Vehicles emit carbon monoxide due to incomplete combustions of fuels. Here these reactions carbon reacts with oxygen and forms carbon monoxide, and breathing air with a high concentration of carbon monoxide reduces blood's ability to carry oxygen by forming a compound carboxyhemoglobin. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, as much as 95% of all carbon monoxide emits in cities may come from motor vehicles exhaust. Next is oxide of nitrogen. In an automobile engine, when fuels burns, nitrogen and oxygen react with each other to create significant quantities of nitric oxide and nitrogen dioxide. Here, nitrogen reacts with oxygen and forms nitric oxide, and again nitric oxide reacts with oxygen and forms nitrogen dioxide. The irritant gauge in the traffic and concrete places is due to oxide of nitrogen. Nitrogen dioxide is a lung irritant that can lead to an acute respiratory disease in children. Next one is oxides of sulfur. Oxides of sulfur are produced when sulfur-containing fossil fuel is burned. The most common species, sulfur dioxide, has been reported to cause respiratory diseases like bronchitis and emphysema in human beings even at low concentration. It also causes irritations to eye, resulting in tears and redness. Here, sulfur reacts with oxygen and forms sulfur dioxide. Again, sulfur dioxide reacts with oxygen and forms sulfur dioxide. Next one is hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons are composed of hydrogen and carbons only and are formed by incomplete combustion of fuels used in automobile. Hydrocarbons are carcinogenic. They cause cancer. They harm plants by causing aging, breakdown of tissues and shredding of leaves, flowers and twig. Next one is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is released into the atmosphere by burning of fossil fuels for energy. Normally, it forms about 0.03% by volume of the atmosphere. With the increase of fossil fuels, a large number of carbon dioxide gets released into the atmosphere. Thus, it increases the carbon footprint. Next one is water pollution. Vehicles are responsible for water pollution as they emit pollutions into the air. Eventually, the contamination falls back into the earth and run off into water bodies like streams and rivers. Sometimes, vehicles such as cars and trucks leave fuels and gases on streets and driveways that find their ways into nearby water bodies, which leads to water pollution. Throwing rejecting automobile parts in water can cause water pollution too. Next one is noise pollution. Road transportation is one of the major sources of noise pollution in urban areas. From the study, it was observed that in vehicle noise pollution was more than 70 decibel for 50% of a person's commute. Honking around schools, college, and hospitals uses cause serious issues such as lack of concentration, headache, hearing loss, stress, hypertension, sleep disruption. Now, I would like to call my another teammate, SUBHADEEP, for further presentation.
Thank you, ASFAKUR. From this slide, we can see the result of automobile pollution. First of all, global warming. Global warming is the long-term warming of the planet's overall temperature. Though this warming trend has been going on for a long time, its pace has significantly increased in the last 100 years due to the burning of fossil fuels. As the human population has increased, so has the volume of fossil fuels burned. Fossil fuels include coal, oil, and natural gas, and burning them causes what is known as the greenhouse effect in Earth's atmosphere. The second point is the acid rain. Acid rain results when sulfur dioxide, that is SO2, and nitrogen oxides, that is NOx, are emitted into the atmosphere and transported by wind and air currents. The SO2 and NOx react with water, oxygen, and other chemicals to form sulfuric acid and nitric acids. These then mix with water and other materials before falling to the ground, while a small portion of the SO2 and NOx that cause acid rain is from natural sources such as volcanoes. Most of it comes from the burning of fossil fuels. Here you can see the pathway acid rain forms. The SO2 and NO2 goes to the sky and in contact with oxygen, it forms SO3, that is sulfur trioxide, and sulfur trioxide and water gets mixed with each other and produce sulfuric acid, and nitrogen monoxide and oxygen get in touch with each other, and nitrogen dioxide is formed, and nitrogen dioxide and water get converted into nitric acid and nitrous acid. Acid rain can significantly reduce the lifespan of buildings made by limestone and marble if they come into direct contact. Besides, any water harvested from this type of rain is not fit for human and animal consumption and can cause stunted growth in plants. Here you can see the pH scale of acid rain. Acid rain's pH is 4.3 This was the pH for acid rain, and 5.6 is the clean rain. Now come to the greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect is when the sun rays penetrate the atmosphere, but when the heat is reflected off, the surface cannot escape back into space. Gases produced by the burning of fossil fuels prevent the heat from leaving the atmosphere. These greenhouse gases are carbon dioxide, chlorofluorocarbons, water vapor, methane, and nitrous oxides. The excess heat in the atmosphere has caused the average global temperature to rise over time, otherwise known as global warming. Now comes to the fourth point, that is ozone layer depletion. The main causes of the ozone depletion and the ozone hole are manufactured chemicals, especially manufactured halocarbons, refrigerants, solvents, propellants, and foam blowing agents, that is chlorofluorocarbons like that means CFCs, and HCFCs, that means hydrochlorofluorocarbons, and halogens, referred to as ozone depletion substances, ODS, that means. These compounds are transported into the stratosphere by turbulent mixing after being emitted from the surface, mixing much faster than the molecules can settle. Once in the stratosphere, they release atoms from the halogen group through photodissociation, which catalyze the breakdown of ozone, that is O3, into oxygen, that is O2. O3 is gets into the touch of photodissociation, and its breakdown into O2 and O, and O plus O is forms O2. And you can see that. Now comes to the effects on ozone layer depletion. Ozone depletion and the ozone hole have generated worldwide concern over increased cancer risks and other negative effects. The ozone layer prevents harmful wavelengths of ultraviolet, that is UV light, from passing through the Earth's atmosphere. These wavelengths cause skin cancer, sunburn, permanent blindness, and cataracts. These concerns lead to the adoption of the Montreal Protocol in 1987, which bans the production of CFCs, halogens, and other ozone depleting chemicals. From this slide, I would like to call my fellow teammate, that is CHAYAN Das, for further presenting the presentation.
Good afternoon, sir, and good afternoon, everyone. Now I will discuss about effects of automobile pollution. First is effect on nature and agriculture. Plants are susceptible to pollutants, deposition of pollutant particles on soil indirectly after plants growth, reducing the agricultural yield. Automobile-based pollutants deposit on leaves, blocking the stomata and entirely affecting transcription and other physiological functions of the plants. Effects on human. Pollutants from vehicle pollution can result in lungs infection, complications, and even various types of cancers. The hydrocarbons are not good for human health, and they can also cause heart disease, damage the central nervous system, make breathing difficult, aggressive asthma, and if left unchecked, they could result in premature death. Approximately 5,000 people die every year because of lung cancer, heart attacks caused by vehicle exhaust fumes. Treating this disease also requires a lot of memory and causes a lot of emotional pain to the relatives of their patient. In this picture, we can see how the organs are. Effects on tourism. Because of adverse effects of the economic pollution, especially the formation of smog, tourism ends up being affected. Most people are not willing to visit cities or countries that are not yet going to be good for their health, or knowing that their visit could lead their division tail. The difference in tourism results in the loss of population extends in effects on historical architecture and monuments. When sulfuric acid, sulfurous acid, and nitric acid falls into the earth's surface in acid rain, they react with the calcite in marble and limestone, dissolving the calcite in exposed areas of buildings and statues. We see roughening surfaces, removal of material and loss of details. Acid rains pour the white marbles of Taj Mahal. This phenomenon is known as marble cancer. Here is the mechanism of the solution of automobile pollution. First is drive less. We are respectively depends on fossil fuels, and the number of vehicles on the roads will continue to increase. We can only try and reduce vehicular emissions by doing our parts. And one of the recent things is to do is rightness and choose alternatives such as walking, using the train or public transportation, and even using a bicycle. Carpooling is another way to rightness where people from the same neighborhood or the same areas can share one vehicle instead of each using their own. Replacing old vehicles. Old vehicles are responsible for more vehicular pollution because their transmission systems are outdated. They also cause accidents on the roads because of their many complications, and getting right of them for newer models serves as the most sensible or particles alternative or solution. Newer vehicles used for technologies and pollute the environment less than their older counterparts. Using more electric vehicles. Using electric vehicles can be the best option to reduce pollution. Recently, electric vehicles sales are growing fast. Electric vehicles do not produce smoke or any kind of pollution. These vehicles are changed through electricity. Conclusion: automobiles are a major cause of atmospheric pollution at least in metro cities. As the member of vehicles to other cities, proper maintenance of automobiles along with use of heat, petrol or diesel can reduce the pollutants KEB. Catalytic converters having expensive metals like platinum and palladium and rhodium as catalysts are fitted into automobiles for reducing emission of poisonous gas. Motor vehicles using catalytic converters should use unleaded petrol because lead in the petrol inactivates the catalysts. Definitions of all free zones around hospital and school needed to be enforced to protect overlays. From vehicles noise pollution as the exhaust passes through the catalytic converter, unknown hydrocarbons are converted into carbon dioxide and water, and carbon monoxide and nitric oxide are changed to carbon dioxide and nitrogen gases respectively. These are some linked websites from where we get this information. Thanks.